Hello, everyone. My name is Robin. I'm a partner at the Comtech Institute. I'm here with Adrian from Ambient, showing off a new product that he's going to be unveiling in today's video. This is a design deep dive. We're both industrial designers, and so we're going to nerd out about this amazing sleep tech product that we'll be showing off. So enjoy.
My name's Adrian. I'm co-founder and CEO of Ambient, and we're excited to show off Dreamie.
So the Comtech Institute is actually a certification body where we certify consumer electronics, mostly, products that align with COM technology principles. COM technology principles are basically technology that is hidden and does not require your attention all the time. So for us, we've certified products like the Remarkable tablet, Aura frames, MUI Labs, MUI board, and many other products. And so we're here working with Ambient today, showcasing this newly certified product in today's video.
Nice. Thanks, Rob.
Yep.
Now I'm Adrian. I'm co-founder and CEO of Ambient. We've been working on this amazing product for the last 4 years, maybe a little bit longer than that. We're a tiny team of 6 people working on this, so we've got huge dreams and making this thing a reality. And looking forward to going through the functionality, the design, and these are experience that we've been developing.
And that's where I think Comtech Institute and Ambient align, right? So I think we came into contact because there was such an alignment on technology is distracting us. There's too much of it. It's in our faces and it's disrupting like key parts of our lives, and.
Yeah. One of the biggest takeaways was that people want to do the right thing.
Yeah.
They want to disconnect. They want to listen to something calming to help them fall asleep. But the attraction of the phone or the reasons for keeping the phone in the bedroom are super strong. And time again, we ran into this problem. And this is where the idea for Dreamie started to come about. Phones are incredible, but they belong a little bit further away from our hands and bed than I think what 90% of people experience today.
Dreamie is a standalone product, right? And so many consumer electronics these days are linked to an app, a companion app. For us at the Comtech Institute, part of our certification, one of the points in our like 81 point certification is, to not have an app, that comes with the product. Maybe we can talk a little bit about the form factor because you've talked about it before, how it was like informed on the research we did and the interviews. And as an industrial designer myself, this is like just so well designed, so well thought out, form factor, and I'd just like for you to talk about.
So Dreamie sits right on your night table within arm's reach. And the point of it is just to help you disconnect and guide you through the process of sleep while also informing you on just how you're doing in general without going into too much data overload. We went through a ton of iterations, and also this is based off of just understanding how do people actually sleep, what are the types of things that they would want when they're going to bed, and what are the things that they don't want.
Right.
And so this is as much about what it is as what it's not.
Right.
You can see that it's got a really attentive posture, has a screen that's pointing towards the user, it has a super wide field of view. We have a speaker grill in the bottom. So instead of it being a point source, it's very diffused and makes for a more immersive experience even from one device. So Dreamie has a capacitive touch strip where you can swipe up and down and get really precise with the control of the light. And then as we move up in the design, you can see that we have this tinted light lens around it. Inside, we have this painstakingly designed light pipe to diffuse the light. We have 120 LEDs in this system for creating very diffused light. We can also direct the light wherever you want it.
I love that so much.
And so this is called directed light.
Yeah.
So if you have some tasks that you need to do at the night table, you can do that really easily without polluting the room with too much light. Just imagine we're comparing this to our cell phone light that's pretty much on or off, or a tableside lamp.
Leading to that, so PWM means pulse width modulation, right? So most of the lights that exist in our home, or at least the cheaper ones, they're flickering so fast that we don't notice it, especially in that context for sleep or a bedroom. Having lights that are flickering very, very quickly disrupts sleep, right? And so another part of our certification is to have flicker-free lighting. And you we're able to do that for not just the lights, but also the screen, right? Which is rare, to say the least, in today's landscape. Like just consumer electronics in general don't have that, or it's expensive, or it's rare, or people don't understand even what PWM is. And I think that's again part of the research in the background you did for this product is building that into the product. We didn't even ask you to do it; you already had it, which we haven't had that before. So that's really amazing.
So we have a bank of WLEDs and RGB LEDs that are right beside it. So that way we can create some experiences that you've never seen before, right. As well as just making things that just feel more immersive. When you start a piece of audio, there's accompanying light with it.
Right. Well, maybe we can just go into the experience and just see, like what does the screen do, right?
Yeah. This was the biggest decision we had to make. One of the design pillars for Dreamie is to create interactions that are non-activating. While this is a screen, it's important to note that it's not a screen for engagement.
Right.
It's to facilitate a really great user experience that we can modify as we learn more, get more people using it. And if we need to make a design change, it's easy to implement. We don't have to create a new product. But the responsibility that comes with implementing a display like this, we went to great lengths to customize this in a number of ways.
Right.
The biggest one is how we're driving the backlight forward. So just like with the rest of the lighting system, we have current control and PWM control, and we can dim Dreamie's display beyond our vision. So when the lights go out, Dreamie will dim the display. You can also hide the clock at night. This is an option that you've got. We can also shift the display over to a red shift. So we tried to provide a lot of flexibility and consideration in making sure that we're leveraging a really great tried and true display technology, but customizing it in a way that's 100% appropriate for the bedroom. As bedtime is approaching, Dreamie will automatically go into this passive bedtime cue.
Right.
And so here we can hear the crackling sound of fire. The LED system is actually playing back the scene that we've got where there's a flickering fireplace. So when you walk into your room at night, you can see this ambient glow as you walk in. So it provides utility and comfort. It's kind of like having a candle automatically lit in your room when you go to bed.
Yeah.
And then when it's time to actually go to sleep, with one touch, we can start the wind down routine. We have one program where Dreamie is showing a cue for doing just a really simple breathing technique. It's called 6 breaths per minute. You breathe in, you hold, and then exhale. And you just go at a pace of breathing in and breathing out. And so all you need to do is follow the guided light or listen to the sound of the waves. This is not a recording of waves. We've actually done the sound design where the waves are paced with the light at 6 breaths per minute.
Right. You can adjust the lighting intensity and the volume we hear as well, right? So maybe that's another interaction that again, my inner industrial designer, so how do you adjust the volume on this?
Right. So if you want to dial it in, all you need to do is just turn the control ring. And so what we've tried to do is really pay a lot of attention to the layout of the controls from like a human factors perspective.
Yeah.
And we're trying to make it so you engage with Dreamie as little as possible.
Yes. Yeah, I'll just like to reinforce again, these human factor based interactions, right? It would have been much cheaper, much easier just to put those interactions onto the screen. You went through the trouble of translating something that could have been just digital into something physical, and it makes for a really delightful experience, right? So for Comtech Institute, for us, that's super important, right? Because it means that people don't have to go through a screen. The engagement with it will be lower, which means people will have better sleep, right?
That's right.
What other things can you play on this device, right?
But the cool thing about Dreamie is that this is a really full-fledged system where we also offer podcasts and a pretty large proprietary library of content. The fun thing about this is that it's all accessible from one touch of the screen. So you can go in and see all the content that's available there. We found that the go-tos for phones are the ability to have some kind of routine for sleep, like something to help you take your mind off of things. The other is listening to content that's just engaging enough, but not so engaging that it's wakeful. Yeah. But we also recognize that people want that flexibility. So we've opened up, rather than having curated podcasts, having a full-fledged podcast player within Dreamie. Another aspect that we really want to offer a replacement for is alarms and schedules. Yep. So in Dreamie, we have a full-fledged set of controls where you can set up multiple alarms. You can pick what days they're happening at. Also, if you want to have a sunrise experience with it, we can bring on the amber glow of the sun as it's rising and then go into daylight blue. And we can get enough lumens out of this to actually have a positive impact in the experience of sleep. You could just wake up from the light itself.
So, and we're woken up by the alarm, as most people are, right? So it's having all those forms of feedback, sort of mimicking what would be sort of a natural sleep cycle. I was also wondering, so a lot of the inputs, right, are manual, which are great, which means it's the user making the decision. Mm-hmm. How much sensing is there in Dreamie? So maybe we can talk a little bit about that.
Sleep is actually a very complex thing, and a big part of it that we believe that we need to help support is just your understanding of sleep. Right. And there's two major components to that. There's the sleep environment. So what we're doing there is we're going to let the user introspect into what their sleep patterns have looked like from an environmental perspective. The other is understanding when you're going into bed, if you have disruptions at night, and when you're waking up in the morning. There's a lot of metrics that a lot of other products do a great job of. Yeah. But we felt that keeping it simple and avoiding data overload was really important. So we're just tracking the basics of sleep. The Sleep Insights portion of Dreamie is going to be coming in Q1 of next year.
Another big part for us at Contact Institute is to make sure that the device works, even if, in your unfortunate outcome that you guys go out of business, right? People who buy this are not dependent, right, on your cloud, right? And if that breaks down, then you can still use the product, as long as they want.
Yeah, we've seen the wasteland of products that are getting abandoned because cloud-based services are being shut down if the company ceases to exist. And so this is in our product requirements. Right. We have that Dreamie should survive no matter what. Another thing that's really great about this is I think it's pretty clear that this is a pretty standalone, kind of almost like a computer. We have huge software functionality updates that are on our roadmap that we're really excited to announce down the road. Mm-hmm. So this is really just the beginning. And yeah, we're just excited to get this on as many night tables as we can.
Mine as well. I think, of all the products we've certified, this has scored the highest by far. And again, really excited to see this product come to life and get into people's homes. It's really something wonderful.
I was really appreciative that finally there's a way to quantify design intent and the execution of that design. And so as I learned more, got to meet you and Amber, it was amazing to see that we have now something like a LEED type certification process. To certify products for the betterment of humanity, I think is crucial. And so I'm very, very appreciative that we've been able to interact and get Dreamie certified at the level that we did. But also that we can elevate the rest of the community through the hard work that we're doing.
Awesome. Thanks, Adrian. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.